17 on the U.S. independent charts. They managed to sell around 10,000 copies, and Buck realized that music was his new hustle. Even though he was making good money, he still had one foot in the streets. But a home invasion robbery changed that for him. He got shot multiple times, which made him rethink his choices. After that, he decided to leave the street life behind and focus 100% on music.
My ordeal back in the streets, I ended up getting shot in a home invasion and a robbery. From that moment of me being shot, I made a decision within myself and within life. It changed my whole entire life.
After hearing about Buck's shooting, DJ Paul reached out to him. DJ Paul had been a big fan of Buck since meeting him during the Cash Money days. He called Project Pat to pick up Buck from Nashville and bring him to Memphis. They recorded some tracks together, and one of them, Memphis, made it onto 3-6 Mafia's album When the Smoke Clears 66-61. Although this was a good look.
Alright, let's see if we can get this dub.
He went back to Nashville and
We ain't got
continued
nothing but
hustling
L's.
independently as an artist. As Buck kept grinding, his buzz started growing. Birdman noticed him again and called him up, saying he had a new group called Head Busses and wanted Buck to be a part of it. Buck flew back to New Orleans to meet with Birdman. This time everything was different. The offices were bigger, the cars were flashier, Cash Money had blown up. But after a week of just waiting around with no official paperwork being signed, Buck got frustrated again.
Led to me getting a call again from Baby. You know, this time it was more or less, yo, I'm about to start this group called Head Busters. So, you know, at the end of the day, I went back, being there for like a week or so, was sitting around and starting to get a little itchy. Like you said, I done became a man now. It ain't like I was a child.
He ran into Juvenile, who told him, I'm leaving Cash Money, come and join me, I'm starting my own thing. Juvenile's UTP record label.
He was like, maybe get up out of here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? I took a ride with Juvie. And that's where my career started, with Juvenile.
Young Buck got the contract to sign to UTP, but he didn't sign it immediately. Instead, he put the contract under his bed and never officially signed it. So technically, he wasn't officially signed to Juvenile's UTP Records. During his time with UTP, he did release 2 projects, Born to be a Thug on October 10th, 2002, and a compilation album with the group UTP Playas on October 8th, 2002. As time went on, Buck realized that Juvenile was having his own personal problems with Cash Money and was dealing with a lot. At one point, Juvenile told Buck, if you come across an opportunity, go ahead and take it. While on tour with Juvenile, they ended up in New York. Around that time in 2002, 50 Cent had the hottest buzz in New York. The tour bus driver had a connection to 50 Cent's former manager, Shaw Money XL. Buck kept pestering the driver to bring 50 Cent on the tour bus so they could potentially record together. Eventually it happened, but 50 was only there to record with Juvenile. While Juvenile and 50 were in the back of the bus recording, Buck played some of his solo tracks for Lloyd Banks and Tony Yayo. One of the tracks caught Lloyd Banks' attention, and he took it to 50. 50 liked what he heard and jumped on the track, which would later become Bloodhound on the Get Rich or Die Tryin' album.
I'll tell y'all, that record was Bloodhound on 50's Get Rich or Die Tryin'. Basically, 50, you know, heard the record and liked the record, seen what he seen in me, gave me the biggest opportunity of my life.
50 Cent liked Young Buck, but couldn't offer him a deal right away because Buck wasn't signed to any label. As time went on, Buck had issues with UTP, and a week after that,
Alright, we're gonna go ahead and add those.
50 said, we want that Bloodhound track. We'll pay you $20,000 for it and let us put it on the album. The track is getting mixed by Eminem and Dr. Dre. 50 wanted to fly Buck out to Los Angeles to meet with him, Eminem, and Dr. Dre, and officially sign him to G-Unit. So, Buck's first major splash with G-Unit Records came with his feature on 50 Cent's Get Rich or Die Tryin' on the track Bloodhound. Instead of going straight to his solo debut, 50 decided to drop a G-Unit group album titled Beg for Mercy. This album served as Buck's grand introduction to the world, and boy did it work. The album was a massive hit, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard 200 and selling a whopping 377,000 copies in its first week. It's now sold over 2.7 million copies in the US and is nearly diamond worldwide. This set the stage perfectly for young Buck to release his solo debut. In 2004, Buck was all geared up to drop his own album. But before that, G-Unit did what they do best: drop a mixtape to create some serious buzz. On May 31st, 2004, he released Welcome to the Hood on the G-Unit platform, hosted by DJ Woo Kid. The summer of 2004 saw the release of his first single, Let Me In, featuring 50 Cent on July 2nd. The track did well, peaking at number 34 on the Billboard Hot 100. Then, just a month and a half later, on August 24th, 2004, Buck dropped his debut album, Straight Outta Cashville. The album debuted at number 3 on the Billboard 200, selling 361,000 copies in its first week, and eventually went platinum. The second single, Shorty Wanna Ride, dropped on August 26, 2004, and became Buck's highest charting solo single, peaking at number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100. However, Buck's success was overshadowed by a serious incident at the 2004 Vibe Awards on November 15th. That night, the who's who of hip-hop, including Dr. Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent, and the whole G-Unit crew, were present alongside Suge Knight. During the event, a man named Jimmy Johnson allegedly assaulted Dr. Dre, and Buck, in response, allegedly stabbed him.
It's a stadium so big you can easily spot it flying into Dallas-Fort Worth for a game. This is AT&T Stadium here in Arlington.
In 2005, while Buck didn't release a new album, he stayed busy featuring on various tracks, and even dropping an independent album to promote his upcoming artist. 50 had expanded G-Unit, giving Buck control over G-Unit South, and Buck kept the momentum going with several successful mixtapes. Behind the scenes, though, things were getting rocky at G-Unit Records.
For some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the...
Immediately started to bring me and the guys together in the rooms at the office and say things like, well, look, y'all gonna have to find another manager. I just dropped Buck the World. Not only that, this is the only manager I know. Not only that, Shaw Money had became a best friend of mine. I'm the best man on this man's wit.
This loyalty put Buck at odds with 50, who claimed that Buck's real issues were his associations with 50's enemies like The Game, Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Jim Jones. On top of that, Buck was reportedly blowing through money and neglecting his taxes, leading 50 to step in and pay his taxes twice. When it happened a third time, 50's patience ran out. During this period, Buck started performing solo more often, raising questions about his status with G-Unit. In interviews, he insisted he was still part of the group, but was focusing on growing his brand.
Okay, I was like, so G-Unit, Buck is G-Unit,
straight up and down.
Ain't gonna know it.
God forbid, but the minute that you ever see me away from this is death or the penitentiary. I don't believe in breaking up.
However, behind the scenes, he and 50 hadn't spoken for nearly 8 months while Buck was promoting his new album. Shaw Money XL eventually told Buck to call 50 and sort things out, which they did, allowing them to refocus on Buck's career. As Buck started to promote himself more as a solo artist, he pushed Cashville Records over G-Unit South, wearing Tenakee t-shirts instead of G-Unit clothing. This fueled speculation about his status in G-Unit. Things took a turn in January 2008 when Buck appeared at a show with Lil Wayne and Birdman, who publicly suggested Buck join Young Money Cash Money and leave his label. Buck's apparent agreement with this didn't sit well with 50.
So like I said, Young Money, Cash Money, Young Buck.
In February 2008, G-Unit released a mixtape, Return of the Body Snatchers Vol. 1, but Buck was notably...
We've been here so many times, and he's still standing in awe at the size of this place. We're at AT&T Stadium. Welcome to Arlington, Texas.
However, this reunion would be short-lived. Just a couple weeks later, on March 20th, 2008, an interview with No Raps magazine came out where young Buck dropped the bombshell. He claimed he had never received any royalties from 50 Cent or G-Unit Records. In his words, I'm still waiting on a royalty check, period. I've never seen a royalty check since I started.
For some, the final chapter of the season. For others, a final week before the playoffs. And we're off in Week 18. Now bottle him up as he gets the return to the 30.
been a new rumor going around that 50 Cent has not paid Young Buck any royalties. I, as Buck's manager and former president of G Unit Records, want to make it clear that the rumor is false. Young Buck has paid over $10 million for working under 50s and my guidance. I don't know if the writer waited 2 months from the interview to stir some new drama up or took his words wrong, but Buck is waving the G Unit flag strong. I also add that any talks of Buck signing to any other labels are false. People are playing on the divide and conquer card.
The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. And after using an early one, 2 left for him to spend. So their offense out now to get this game started. It's 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he found some running room for a nice gain. Call it 7 yards, and now they'll have 2nd down and 3.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
2nd and 3 now. First tone of the game for James Cook. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Young Buck dropped in a quick diss track towards 50 Cent called the Tape Conversation, responding to the league's phone call. Then on July 1st, 2008,
here's the handoff. And he's brought down for a loss. Moving quickly, trying to get set again. Here's 2nd and 11. Couldn't bring it in over the middle, incomplete.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage. And that really did help force the incompletion.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have 3rd down here. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Here's the snap on 4th. Finds him over the middle. And he's brought down right in the neighborhood of that 40-yard line. It's a 13-yard pickup, and no worry at all on their side from being able to reach that marker on 4th down. That was impressive. Their opening drive continues. 1st and 10 now from the 39. Blown back gets the handoff. And they bring him down after the play reaches the 26. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a Cowboys 1st down.
A split second, all that kept the defense from making a stand right there. It's amazing, man. This game of inches and split-second reactions. A nice bit of burst, surge forward for enough to go get that first by a couple before they could finally drag him down.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And he carries it for a big gain that gets him down into the red zone. It's a solid 7-yard pickup on 1st down. Now they're going to have 2nd and 3.
Young Buck officially turned himself into
trying it left side with Cook. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
That offensive group really hoped he was going to get it all right there, reset it back to 1st down. But instead, the defense, well, they're not going to let anything come easy. And their fight is giving them a chance to stall things out on 3rd and short.
The handoff on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
They're now set for 1st and 10. Handoff to the back. And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys finish up an Well, you couldn't ask for a better start to a game than that. The offense taking it all the way down the field and finishing with 6.
These opening drives, Kate, are such tone setters. It is why every offense loves to script their first 15 plays, right? Everybody knows what's coming. Allows you during the practice week to get into rhythm, but even better when you're that sharp, that crisp, and you finish off and get the early lead.
Reed now to kick this one away. Returnable from the 1. And the return sets them up just beyond their own 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10.
The real issue was money. He found out that he was owed more money than he had been receiving. And when he confronted
Jackson looking to throw right away. He's on the move. Catch made over the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he'll be brought down after getting it to the 47-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Ravens 1st down.
That was the perfect play call for that particular situation. Gave him enough to pick up a 1st with some room to spare.
Football on that 47-yard line, 1st down. Slot man in motion left. 1st and 10. Here's Jackson. This will be caught by Adams. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short, run your field. With a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And the Cowboys bringing on an extra DB here. 3rd down coming. Out of the gun. Here's Jackson. Just got it away before the hit, but it doesn't matter. It's incomplete. 4th down coming up.
That is a DB's best friend, pressure. That pressure earned that incompletion. They came in before he could find a target and hit him to alter that last-second attempt to get rid of it.
3rd down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4th. From the gun, Jackson. And it's going to be incomplete. Couldn't connect to extend the drive. So the defense rises to the challenge and gives the ball back to their offense.
Yeah, I don't care that they didn't get it. Still the right call in that situation. It's a little too long for a field goal, and a punt really nets you very few yards. The decision-making was sound. It was the execution that let them down.
Cook trying this one up the gut. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
You know, okay, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game. Right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage. B, it sets up your play action. And C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
Open space inside the 40. And he has this all the way down to the 23. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do it. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
There's a video you can see, and apparently he punched out and knocked out Dina yesterday.
Now movement as somebody goes early, and for the first time today, we're going to hear from our officials. There was a blitz coming, and that got somebody to panic and jump early. It cost him 5 yards. They're set back 5 by that false start. Now 15 yards to the marker. He's going to throw this one. Hits his running back. And he stopped just before he reaches the red zone at the 21.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
Eight yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down. Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he may have just reached the edge of the red zone before going down. Just 1 yard on the carry, though. It's 3rd and 7 now.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
To the air, 3rd and long. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. That one goes for 15, and now they're going to have 1st and goal.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. So that connection for a first will bring us to the end of the first. Time for our second quarter now. Let's see if the Cowboys can capitalize here in the red zone. Going ground on 1st and goal. And they'll bring him down after an all right gain. It's a pickup of 5, and that brings up 2nd and goal.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
Back to him on 2nd and goal. And he gets in. Touchdown! The Cowboys pull that in front further, 13-zip. So, Brock, this offense looking sharp here in the first half as they extend their lead.
You know, and when things are going well, sometimes you really just get into a groove. And this is a unit that's putting the pieces together.
That one splits the uprights. And the Cowboys double their lead to 14. Reed now to kick this one away. one bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he found some running room for a nice gain. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points in each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 38. He's going to lob one deep down the left sideline. He's got it. Looks like the feet are in bounds, too. Oh, I don't believe it. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he has enough room to gain about 4. A dose of the hurry-up offense here. Lamar now from the gun. He'll get this one to Adams. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
That just might be a throw he regretted as soon as you let it go. I know that feeling. He was doing all he could to find a completion down the field, but they were all over that check down and ready to turn it into a negative play.
Third and 10. Can this offense get it done? Shotgun snap to Jackson. The throw is caught. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Looks like they will indeed try it. 4th and 2. Now it's Jackson. He finds him beyond the marker. And they bring him down, but there's a flag on the field. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Now a field goal try coming up by the Ravens. This is going to be a 31-yarder from the right hash. And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that'll get him back to 11.
Anytime you start sniffing that red zone and you don't score 6, you only come away with 3 points. Not what you were looking for on the call sheet.
The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. He fields it from the 8. And he's brought down just inside the 25 on the return. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Here's the one back on the handoff. And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Good defensive tackles in this league, Kate. They can take up a couple blockers. Great defensive tackles, well, they stuff the stat sheet just like that, knocking that run backwards before it could get started.
Offense to the line for 2nd down. Back to the well again. And they'll They'll bring him down after a pretty short game. It's only a gain of 1. Back-to-back misfires on the ground, and they're facing 3rd and long. He's dropping back to throw. He has the first over the middle, and he moves the chains.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page.
We continue telling you about offers to a one total of literally everything you could dream of in the music industry. Success, fans, streams, and money. However, by 2025...
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line.
Today would be Cross. And Steele is the one that's going.
Handoff headed right. It's Cook. Crosses midfield, still going. And he takes this into enemy territory to the 48-yard line. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable game when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier second down play. But they will take that execution every time.
And it's 3 of y'all. And then 15 guys come for we from deep. And if I run, that was G. He was correct.
On first down, they'll run. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5.
On February 11, 2012, Whitney Houston...
We're to the 2-minute warning from AT&T. The Cowboys with a chance to boost their lead.
One interviewer made Charleston walk out, while another guy...
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Give now to the running back. Breaks the tackle, still going. Has room down the left sideline. There it is, touchdown Dallas. The Cowboys boat racing them to the halftime locker room. There's time to chide him about poor tackling later, Brock.
And I probably will.
And you probably will. Coach probably will give him an earful about it as well. But let's not let the missed tackle take away from an excellent effort he had on that run.
Yeah, it really was his effort to force that missed tackle. Okay, I think that's the key, and open the door for that touchdown. As soon as he slipped that stop, his mind was focused on one thing and one thing only, the end zone.
That one right down the middle. And the Cowboys push their lead to 18. Reed now to kick this one away. And no return as this bounces through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now it's Lamar. Launches one deep downfield. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I know a DB in the stat sheet loves to see INT and not PBU, but as soon as he realized a pick wasn't possible, he does the next best thing and knocks it away.
So after the incompletion, here comes the second down call. Throwing again is Lamar. Completed over the middle. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. It's a gain of 17 on that one. And that's good for a Ravens first down. Lamar back to throw. Rolling left, buying some time. He's going to keep it this time. And he'll take it past the midfield stripe and start the push into Cowboys territory.
He made something out of that play for them. Everyone's so concerned with defending the pass, they didn't quite keep tabs on what he was doing as a QB. They gave him just enough room to run.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 47. Hits his tight end on the corner route. And he'll get it down to the 24-yard line. It's a 23-yard pickup on the play. And that'll be first down, Baltimore.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you could depend on.
Here's Jackson to throw. Flush down out to his left. He's running with it. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. Pickup of 2 here. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
You know, you don't have to be an elite scrambler or the fastest in a 40 time to make a play like that. All you need is awareness. See where the marker is and know when it's time to go get it yourself.
On first down, Jackson buying some time right. And they will score. It's a Baltimore touchdown. The Ravens chop some of the lead off before the half. They'll try this extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the Ravens make it an 11-point ball game. Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Has this at the 6. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This drive starts with barely any time left. 13 seconds in the half. They'll come out throwing. And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
I think that was a throw cake that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Back to throw it. Looking for a touch. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. Just before halftime, we get a timeout. Take it. One last play before the break. Looking to throw. Forces that one, and it's intercepted. Kyle Hamilton this edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Brock and I will be back right after this. Well, that first half, certainly an interesting one. Kate, Scott, Brock Eward with you as we get back and see what the second half has in store for us.
We're back, so as you can see, we got the pump in the background, so y'all know what that means, man. We made it home, man. We made it home. Up. There you go. Up, pump it, man. God bless. So we got it. You know what I'm saying?
Reed now to kick this one away. And we'll have to wait at least a few moments longer for an exciting start to this second half. We've got a touchback. First and 10 now from the 30. Now here's Lamar. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down.
That is a textbook first down completion. It sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
After a good pickup, they're set up with second and short. Lone back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be first down, Baltimore. New set of downs for him from the 46. First down, here's Lamar. He's got the hook up to Adams. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second and 6 coming up here. They'll run it from the gun, making defenders pay for trying to tackle him. And he's able to drive this to the 29 before the stop. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good for a Ravens first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
On first and 10, it's Jackson. No luck on the connection. It's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's second down. They send him left out of the slot. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. It's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after that prior incompletion, we've got third down. From the gun, Jackson. Forced out to his right. And the defender redirects that deep shot. Nicely done. Incomplete. Great defensive effort to reject that one. And they're going to be stuck with a 4th and long.
You know, a couple of my favorite nicknames, Kate, over the last decade in football. The Legion of Boom, obviously, out in Seattle. But how about the no-fly zone that was cooking in Denver? That right there, that is a no-fly zone. Trying to make the play in the end zone, and a beautiful job by the defender to knock it away.
Offense still staying out after the incompletion. They're going to try on 4th. And again, it's Jackson. Flushed out of the pocket. That's incomplete on 4th down, and they'll turn over possession.
Hey, I am all for aggression. You get 4 downs, go for it. But I do have to wonder here, Kate, after being denied once again, is there going to be a trust level on that sidelines to go for it the next time they get this shot?
They'll run here on 1st down. Up the sideline, past the 40. And he gets it forward to the 46-yard line. That play good for 17 and a 1st down.
You know, you call that 1st down running play. You don't always expect to get those kind of yards. They take that every single time.
Right up the gut. And he scampers ahead and gets 2 on the carry.
I think we got to be careful, and I'll raise my hand of thinking that play was just a nothing burger. Because what can happen from that, Kate, is you put some nice toppings on it. A play-action pass, a shot that comes down the road from what looked like a very plain play.
Got Lamb, and it's complete. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And it'll be 1st down, Dallas.
All right, guys, so we'll stop and filling this thing up real quick.
Straight ahead, here's Cook. They'll get this down to the 23-yard line before they stop it. Pickup of 8 on the run, and that sets up 2nd and 2.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule, that kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Handoff on 2nd and short. He's contained at the line for no gain. Jalen Johnson with the stop. Nothing gained or lost on that run, and now it's 3rd and 3.
Not every corner in this league can make the play he just made right there. Sure, there's pure coverage guys. Not really known for their tackling, but this guy, well, he's someone who isn't afraid to stick his nose in there and make a stop.
Complete beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
You know, they call the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's a money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
And he is into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown. The Cowboys push their lead further to start the half. It's a James Cook touchdown. Well, Brock, you found himself some space to work, and from there, wow, all athleticism as he made his way into the end zone.
You got that right, Kate. Just that speed. You got to have some different gear when you get down here to the red zone. It's hard to score rushing touchdowns, and that running back sees the open space, he sees the green grass, and he finishes it off for 6.
That one splits the uprights, and the Cowboys push their lead to 18. Reed now to kick this one away. And he opts not to bring this one out, so they're going to enjoy some good starting field position from the 30. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. He cuts it to the right sideline. Jukes his way into the clear. Has some room to work. He does it. Touchdown, Baltimore. The Ravens shrinking the lead some in the 3rd. That is as efficient as an offense can be. One play, 70 yards, and 6 points, Brock. They can save the rest of the plays they had prepared for their next series.
Rest of the plays? Why even call a different one? I mean, that one hit the sweet spot on the barrel and got out of the yard in a hurry. Perfect call to catch him sleeping to start that drive.
Jackson's throwing for it. Escapes the pocket. Nothing doing on that 2-point opportunity. A fail on the conversion. The Ravens kicking team is ready, and they're going to send this one away. Has it at the 11. And great starting field position here as they bring him down beyond the 40.
When you get contributions like that out of your kickoff returner, it is such a boost to an offense. This is about showing no fear, hitting the lane hard, a determined run back, and setting your offense up with great field position.
Lone back gets the handoff. And the push forward doesn't get beyond the line. Justin Matabike making that stop. No progress on 1st down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Big man up front said, "Not in my house." Let me tell you, Kate, once you're in the grasp of one of those big old fellas on the D-line, you're done. They would say it on the East Coast like this: it's over. Over.
That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Shotgun snap, they're going to throw. Throw left side, complete. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, they really love that drag route because he's one of those guys that can count on not only to make the catch, but create after the catch. If they don't close on him quickly, he can add a lot of yards before someone tracks him down.
He's only going to manage to get back to the line. Adisa Isaac stops him there. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
When you rush the passer, it's kind of like tracking down a runner. That same pass, same athleticism comes to life. He looked pretty good hunting his prey right there.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Back to throw now. Catch made underneath by the back. And he works this to the 38 before going down.
Rhythm. You hear me talk about rhythm a lot. Whether it's a golf swing, a baseball swing, heck, even a bowler gets himself into rhythm. And I'm just telling you, kid, from experience, these little throws to running backs, it's one of the best things to get your offense into rhythm and a nice little gain on top of it.
Short pass brought in. And he'll get this down to the 33-yard line. They'll say he got 5 there, but Brock, all they care about is the 1st down that comes with it.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
That's a pretty good stop on 1st down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
Another one for Cook. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
Ooh, I like that call. I really like it with those sticks. You can keep them on the sidelines, and you get more than enough to get the first down.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Hand off to the back. Broke through the tackle. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
Okay, don't think for a second this is time you step off the gas. You could feel this defense, right? They're on their heels. And now's the best chance to go push the envelope and get aggressive.
This offense in position now. It's 1st and goal. They'll try and punch it in. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Only 1 quarter remaining now in these teams' regular season. This one not out of reach quite yet, but it is a 2-score game to begin the 4th.
Yep. Y'all see what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Big boy scat. Y'all get in the comment section, man. Let me know what y'all think about the scat, man. I always wanted a scat wide body, man, so I'm gonna get one. What you say, cuz? Well, you guys know this one. The legendary.
Going the wrong way. It's 2nd and goal now, back at the 12.
My boy.
Changing things up. They're going to throw now. Looking. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're headed in reverse after that sack.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Setting up a throw.
Motherfucker, you in the way.
Too far behind him to adjust. That brings up 4th down.
You know, in the NFL, offensive-minded teams will call it a perfect Friday. They don't want the ball to hit the ground once. And especially on these short to intermediate throws, you got to count on those being efficient and effective.
He don't show under his hood, so he ain't gonna show it. Just know my boy running, he ain't fucking around, he running. Got the black over here. He's over here in the yard. We got the 4-4-2 still out here.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And go ahead and make this a 15-point game now.
Well, those 3 points make a comeback that much more difficult now. 2 touchdowns got to be scored. And that 2-point conversion, that's a job really well done.
Reed now to kick this one away. And he just sends it over the end zone. No threat of a return at all, but now they're going to spot the ball at the 30 to begin the drive.
Yep. Yeah, guys, so, I'm just over here messing around and messing around, so time to go to work.
And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Putting a receiver in motion. Throwing now on 1st down. It's Jackson. Hits him on the out route. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Shotgun snap to Jackson. That one's complete, right side. Decent game here, but short of the 1st.
It's not just imperative that a quarterback knows man or zone. Same thing for a receiver, especially on a drag route. When he sees zone coverage like that, just settle down, find the soft spot, give your quarterback a chance.
And the Cowboys bring a couple extra defensive backs out. 3rd down coming. Lamar now from the gun. He finds Woods. And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. This one goes for 3 yards. And that'll be 1st down, Baltimore.
I'll catch y'all next one, man.
Again, it's Jackson to the air. This will be caught by Adams. And he's able to move past the 45 before going out.
Kid, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
He lost it deep left. And that's going to be knocked away, incomplete.
How many times do defenders hear from their coaches, read and react, read and react? You got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and more importantly, you got to react as he begins to throw and knock that ball away.
Last pass unsuccessful, and they have third down here. Lamar throwing again. He's looking deep once again. And they really went for it on third down, didn't they? But the heave falls incomplete. Now they're facing fourth down. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that'll bring up fourth down. The Cowboys signaling for their first time out. May still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. Third down pass didn't work, but the offense staying out there on 4. Jackson yet again. He's loaded another one up. And they won't do it, so that ball's incomplete on fourth down.
I think every analytics book out there, Kate, said you got to go for it. You're in 4-down territory, down a couple scores here in the fourth. But now it's all about the defense. Can the defense come with a quick turnover or a stop to somehow, some way, spark a comeback?
Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Now might be a good spot to remind everybody, about for the 1000th time, how much better athletes these D tackles are today, Kate. A decade or 2 ago, they just ate up space. Now, they eat up running backs.
Second and 12 behind the sticks. He intercepts it.
Dang,
That is exactly what
shit.
they needed. Cooper to Gene in to pick it off.
I want my truck to get dirty because I'm tired of driving cars, man. We take this off of the truck right here.
They'll get this drive started. First and 10. It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. Hits some space around midfield. Running down the left side. And he finally ends up out of bounds after a huge gain. They rip off a huge chunk of field as the downs reset.
Yeah, when you got a game changer as a wide receiver, you want to get the ball in his hands any way you can. And I love that call. Right, we see it all the time on bubbles and quick little receptions. But put the ball in his hands as a runner, and this dude's dynamic.
And he's brought down for a loss.
You know how we hear about teams and quarterbacks avoid targeting a stud quarterback, just throwing away from him? Maybe they should avoid running it anywhere near this guy. He's having no issue stopping these plays cold.
Now Jackson off the play action. Pass caught, 9-yard line. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss. Now here's Lamar. Buys time, rolling right. And they take this in for the score. The Ravens can make it a one-score game as they trim the lead. It's a Lamar Jackson touchdown. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You could just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
He's throwing for it! And the call to go for it not rewarded as the pass falls incomplete. Still down a couple of scores after that. They're going to set up for the onside kick. The Ravens look like they got it back, and they did! Timing's so important for a team to recover its own onside kick, but jumped the gun there before it went 10 yards, and that drew the flag. 1st and 10 from the 41. Running this one left. And he's able to get this down to the 36. First down play, nets him 5. It's going to be 2nd and 5.
Humble 5 to 6 yard gain on the ground. Not a huge gain, not a game-changing play by any means, but one that keeps you on schedule and takes some of the starch out of that front 7.
Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. Handoff headed right, it's Cook. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
What was supposed to move the chains, or at least make 3rd down easier to handle instead, did the exact opposite here, Kate. And now makes this 3rd down a whole lot trickier to figure out.
We've reached the 2-minute warning from Dallas. Cowboys up by 9. This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10. Dropping back to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be brought down at about the 29. 12 yards on that play, and a good call nets him the 1st.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. Plowing up the middle. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down. Now the Ravens are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Wow, they're going to pass it here. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And they have this well into the red zone now at the 15. Now we're going to have a timeout taken by Baltimore. It's 2nd. And they'll have just one left to burn now. A new set of downs awaits them. Here's 1st and 10. Now a give left side. And he turns a little room to work into a game down to the 9. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Fans love the long ball in baseball. It's like they got the home run derby, but you know what? Talk to managers, and they will tell you small ball can win too. Singles and doubles, you add them up, you could win a lot of baseball games. Football coaches will tell you, you get runs of that length, it may not be a home run, it may not score points, but it can do some serious damage.
Now a give to Cook, running left. And he drives forward for a little, maybe to the 7. Just 2 yards there on the carry. They're going to need another 2 now on 3rd down. He'll look to throw. This throw is caught. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Now Dallas is going to call its 2nd timeout. And they'll have just 1 left to burn now.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Now they don't need points anymore, Brock, but can they resist piling on? Let's see, it's 1st and goal. Oh, look at this. He's setting up to throw. He's got it.
Oh, so much.
Hey, Kate, you know this from covering the Seahawks, calling the preseason game. When Pete Carroll was there, if he said it once, he said it 100 times. Stay on top, stay on top, stay on top. You'll give up a short little out route like that, but just stay on top of the deep threat.
Now it's 2nd and goal from the 1. They give it to him up the middle. And he runs it across. Touchdown. The Cowboys could lock away the win as they make it a 15-point game. And he is all smiles down there. He's got his 2nd rushing score of this game, and they've got an even bigger lead in this 2nd half.
Well, we know it because we call these games week to week, Kate. Almost every single one of them seems to be a one-possession nail-biter. To build this kind of cushion and to do it with the strength of his legs, yeah, they're worthy of those smiles down there.
The kicking unit comes out for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Cowboys take a 16-point lead. Reed now to kick this one away. And that one hit the landing zone first and then into the end zone. So it's going to be a touchback out to the 20. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Jackson. Dumped off to his running back.
Some certainly do it better than others, Kate, but every running back in the league today has got to do just that. You cannot be a one-dimensional back in the league anymore. You can't. You got to be able to handle your business, both toting the ball as a runner, and really importantly, as a check-down outlet on short throws.
One final shot here. Try and push it deep downfield. And that last pass falls incomplete as this game comes to a close. So the Cowboys take the win here in Arlington. And they end the season on a great note, Brock, with a W in the final chapter of this year's campaign. So for my partner, Brock Heward, and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott, saying this has been the NFL on EA Sports. So long, everybody. The Cowboys are winners, as we say so long from Dallas.
Jack, you gotta go up, man.
Oil pump. We're putting the oil pump and everything on here, man. All the gaskets. Yep.